Today I'm going to show how you can download and use the newly updated AI voice cloning repository that I worked on over this weekend. So this adds RVC into the web UI, and here's a quick demonstration. So this is the repository right here. I'm going to generate an audio sample with a voice Tortoise model that I trained on my voice. Let's take a listen to it.
Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions.
All right, and now I'm going to run the outputted audio through RVC using a Modian voice model. So let's regenerate that and take a listen. So here it is.
Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions.
And so with that, let's jump into the installation. All right, so here we are on the GitHub page. What you're going to want to do is scroll down and go over to this setup area. You'll see edit setup Windows NVIDIA. I must state that this is for Windows NVIDIA GPUs only, unfortunately, because I don't have AMD and I don't have the time to do all the testing for that. So sorry in advance. What you need to do is first download 7-zip. So we'll click on over to 7-zip and then click on this download right here at the top left. And then once you have it downloaded, run through the whole wizard setup for that, and you will have 7-zip installed on your computer. Then go back on over into the page here and then click on this link here. It's going to bring you over to the releases page. And then scroll down and then we'll click on this link right here. But I first want to explain this real quick. So if you have the previous version of the AI voice cloning package, it will not work with this updatable batch script. So you won't be able to use it from version 2.0, which is this one and onwards. You should be able to just update the repository without having to re-download this whole package. So with that, let's go ahead now, click the link, and it's going to bring us to Hugging Face here. And once you're on this page, click on this download and it's going to download the file for you. All right, so now just open up where you have it downloaded. It's a pretty hefty file. It's 14 gigabytes for the 7-zip file, and then it's going to extract out to about 21 gigabytes. We're going to right click and click 7-zip, and then just go ahead and click extract to the name of the folder, and it's going to start extracting. So give it a little bit of time for that. Now, so the reason it's so big is because there's a bunch of models inside of here already, and a lot of those take up a lot of space. So that's why the folder is going to be about 21 gigabytes after extracting. Once it's done extracting, you'll have a folder that says 2.0, and we'll double click into that, and then inside will be AI voice cloning. So with this, you can remove it, or you can move it out if you want to have it one level up, but we're just going to double click into it and use it from here. So now that we're in here, all we have to do is click on start.bat, and it's going to launch the web UI. And real quick, I just want to say that I have YouTube memberships open if you want to support me and the work that I do. It's not mandatory. I'm not going to stop making videos if you don't become a member, but I do very much appreciate it, and just want to quickly thank all the members that have been supporting the channel. So with that, let's jump into the rest of the video. All right, so if you give it a second, a bunch of lines are going to pop up. The one we're looking for is this running on local URL. What you can do is click Control and then left click it, and it's going to open it up inside of the web browser right here. And then we can start doing all of the stuff here. In case you close this out, you can always just type localhost 7860, and that'll bring us to this page here. Another quick thing is any errors that occur here will pop up inside of this window, and you want to make sure it says loaded TTS ready for generation. All right, now I'm not going to go over the entire usage of Tortoise, which includes training and all of that. I'm just going to be showing the newest feature that I added into this repository. So if you're interested in that, I do talk about it in this video right here. So just skip on over to the training section there. So if you're here, we know everything is working. And if you want to use an RVC voice model to run the audio through, you're going to click on show experimental settings. Then you're going to click on this run the outputted audio through RVC checkmark. And then it's going to load some RVC settings here. So this column right here includes all of the RVC settings that you would see when you are inferencing in the RVC web UI. Now in here, if I click on it, nothing pops up, and that's because I don't have any RVC voice models or RVC index files. To do that, we're going to need to add some voice models. So head on over to the File Explorer, and we're going to open up Models, and then go into RVC models, and this is the folder we're going to place our RVC models into. Now, if you don't have any RVC models, you can go download some from the AI Hub Discord, and you can get started there, or you can train up some models where I go over in this video right here, which is going to be this AI voice cloning for singing with RVC. But I'm going to go to the RVC repository that I have and navigate to the PTH file. To do that, if you've cloned voices in RVC, you can go to Assets, go into Weights, And then here's going to be a folder of all of your different weights. I'm going to go ahead and just use me in this case. We're going to go ahead, head over here and then paste it. So copy paste that file into here. Now, if you want to also get some index files, the index files are going to be located in logs. Let's go down to the name of the training that you did here. And I didn't do an index for my voice, but if we go to something like Godfrey, you'll see a index file here that you could drag and drop into this RVC models folder. But I've got this me model here, and that's what I'm going to use. So if I click here, this RVC voice models, nothing's going to appear. So what you now need to do is click on refresh voice list here, and now it'll pop up to select. So here we go. Here is me48k.pth. And then for voice here, what you need to do is add a reference audio file. So if you head back on over to the root folder of the AI voice cloning repository, you go into voices, and this is where you'll add in your reference audios. So if you right click, go to folder, I'm just going to call this me. I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to put a reference audio into here. So I've just navigated to a folder with a bunch of audio files of me speaking, and I'm just going to copy and then paste it into this voices folder here. And like we did with the RVC voice model, click on refresh voice list, and then you'll see a new voice model named me here. All right, so now let's say you're following from a previous tutorial where you already had a trained voice, and you now want to put that autoregressive model into this newly updated Tortoise repository. Well, you can go to the previous one, go into training, and then you'll just find all of the different voices that you've trained here. This is inside of the training folder, and then you right click what voice you want. So I'm going to click on me. I'm going to copy that, head on over into the root of the AI voice cloning repository that we just downloaded, go into its training folder, and then right click and then paste that into here. So those are going to be the models that you have in here. So if you go into now fine tune models, you'll see a GPT PTH that you can use for this. So now what we can do is now set it up inside of the Tortoise GUI. So to do that, you go into settings, and then in this autoregressive model area here, you're not going to see it unless you click refresh model list. So click on refresh model list, and now we can right click, we can left click and then go to me. And there's one important thing that you have to do before this will actually work, and that is click on reload TTS. So click on reload TTS, and what that's going to do is start relaunching the application, the web UI, inside of this command line window here. And we have to wait until it says text generation ready. As well, I should briefly cover what I went over in some other videos. Whenever you use these togglables here, use deep speed for speed bump and then use hi-fi GAN instead of diffusion, you have to also reload the TTS. So I'm going to use it with deep speed. So therefore I have to click on reload TTS. So I'm going to click it one more time, and it's going to do the same relaunching sequence. So the reason I'm not using hi-fi GAN is because it reduces the quality of the output, and sometimes for RVC, it is not able to recover due to all of the artifacting from hi-fi GAN. So head back on over into the generate tab, and if you open up the command line window, you want to wait until it says loaded TTS ready for generation, or else you will run into errors and issues. Now we've got everything set up with a custom Tortoise model and then also a custom RVC voice. So we can now go ahead and start some inference. So I'm going to reduce samples to make it a little bit quicker. I'm going to change iterations to 50. Those are the settings that I normally just like to use. And then inside for RVC voice model, I will leave all of these the same, but I will increase this RMS mix rate. This basically just increases the volume of the output. The lower it is, the closer it is, I believe, to the input audio. And then we'll scroll a little bit down and then change repetition penalty to 8 and then length penalty to 6, as those are the ones that I normally use. All right, and so after that is done, I probably need to move it so there's not so much blank space here. But after all of this is done, you can click on generate. So now it's going to generate here, and we'll just give it a little bit of time to finish up and it'll be good to go. One thing to note for these inferences, the first inference always takes a little bit of extra time. So this first one took 5 seconds. If I regenerate, it's going to finish in closer to around 2 to 3 seconds. So here it is, 3 seconds here. I'm going to zoom out of the page a little bit so now we can see all of it in one area and regenerate for this sentence here. So what I'm going to do here is run it after and then run it before. So let's take a listen to this sentence with RVC enabled.
Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions.
So that's the audio out with RVC enabled, and let's disable it now and regenerate this. Take a listen to it before.
Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions.
All right, so that one was a little bit of a spotty generation, but regardless, that one sounded lower fidelity. It also wasn't matching my voice as well. One thing I'd note, my voice models actually kind of sucks, so I need to retrain my voice in Tortoise and RVC. And then let's say that you're using a female voice model for a male TTS output. In this case, I'm using my voice as reference audio, so it's going to be male, and I also trained it on my voice, so it's going to be male. But you want to increase the voice pitch here if you're using a female RVC voice model for a male TTS model. So in this case, I'd put it at somewhere, let's say 12, and I regenerate this. I'm using my RVC voice model, so it's actually going to sound a little bit weird, but let's take a listen to that.
Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions.
So there you go. That's my RVC voice model with the voice pitch up. And so that is about it. So this took me a little bit of time to update, but it's now all up and updated and online for you all to download and use. If you run into any issues, please open up an issue on GitHub and post it there. On YouTube comments, it's really hard to do any debugging there or to follow anything. So if you have any issues and want me to follow up on it, you want to go to the GitHub page instead and open up an issue there. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment. Once again, I'd like to thank all the members of the channel for supporting me there and keeping me going. So very much appreciated, and I will see all of y'all later.